Have you ever felt like the world was falling apart and all your prayers were answered with silence? That's how the story of Job begins, not with failure, but with faith. There once lived a man named Job, a man deeply blessed by God. He owned thousands of sheep and camels, hundreds of oxen and donkeys, and vast lands that stretched farther than the eye could see. He had many servants, beautiful children, and a home filled with laughter. Job was not just rich, he was righteous. Every morning he offered sacrifices for his children, just in case they had sinned in their hearts. He was a man of gratitude, peace, and generosity. But far above the earth, in the heavenly court, a conversation was happening. Satan stood before God and said, "Job only serves you because you've blessed him. Take it all away and he will curse you." God replied, "Do what you wish with what he owns, but do not touch his life." Then, in a single devastating day, Job's world collapsed. A messenger ran in shouting, "Your oxen and donkeys were stolen, and the servants were killed."
"Master, the Sabians attacked. They carried off the donkeys and the oxen, and the servants they put to the sword."
Before he finished speaking, another came. "Fire fell from heaven and burned your sheep." Then another, "The Chaldeans raided your camels and killed your men." And the last messenger whispered, trembling, "A great wind came from the desert and struck the house where your children were. None survived." Job fell to the ground, covered in dust and tears. His wealth, his animals, his servants, his children, all gone in one day. Yet Job whispered, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." But Satan wasn't done. He returned to God and said, "Take away his health, and he will curse you." And God said, "You may strike his body, but you must spare his life." Soon Job's skin was covered with painful sores. He sat in ashes, scraping his wounds with broken pottery, his wife weeping beside him. She said, "Why don't you just curse God and die?" But Job replied softly, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" His friends came, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. But instead of comfort, they brought judgment. They said, "Job, you must have sinned. God would never do this to an innocent man." For days, Job defended himself. He said, "I have done no wrong. I fed the hungry, clothed the poor, and honored God. Tell me, why must the righteous suffer while the wicked prosper?" And there came a moment, a small moment of pride, when Job began to question God's fairness. He said, "If I could speak to him face to face, I would ask why he treats me like this. I would defend my righteousness before him." Then the heavens roared. A whirlwind appeared before Job, and God's voice thundered through the storm. "Who is this that questions my wisdom with words without knowledge? Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Can you command the morning to appear? Can you control the lightning or loosen the stars?" In that moment, Job trembled. He realized he was small before the Creator of all things. His pain was real, but his pride had made him forget how mighty God truly is. With tears in his eyes, Job fell to the ground and said, "I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know. I repent in dust and ashes." And God, in his mercy, restored everything. He healed Job's body. He gave him twice the wealth he once had, double the camels, double the sheep, and even more land. He blessed him with new sons and daughters, more beautiful than before. Job lived to see 4 generations, surrounded by peace and prosperity. Moral of the story: Job's story reminds us that even when everything is taken away, faith is what keeps us standing. And when pride makes us think we're wiser than God, he humbles us, not to destroy us, but to remind us who he is. Because sometimes losing everything isn't punishment, it's preparation for something greater.